Koenma, Prince Koenma, in season 3, he got everybody together and he was like, this is a demon tunnel. We have to find the person who's, fucking around and making this happen. And then he did a little bit more research himself and he found out that it was the previous spirit detective that he hired on before Yusuke. It was Sensui. And he was like, I know this guy. But like all of a sudden he quit on his job and he comes back trying to, destroy the world and, send it to hell, basically. Opening the demon gate to the demon world and letting all apparitions to S class, so then the world will be destroyed. But he was like, Yusuke, you have to stop him. There's nobody else who can. And Yusuke went in there to the tunnel, and then he went in after him because he had the pacifier, but the pacifier had 700 years, 500 years of energy in it. So then he could seal Sensui away. But Sensui broke out with the sacred energy. Shit that he didn't see coming. But this was the most powerful he ever was in the series. Nobody thought he could do anything. He's a baby, right? He's, just a guy that, sponsors the Dark Tournament. And he pushes papers around and gives people their judgment, after they die. But Koenma, he had that, bro. Then he went to, Demon World and saw Yusuke fight. And that's season 3, Koenma. We gave Yusuke his life back and everything too, but that was later. Or not later, but, at the beginning. But Koenma, his strength's at 75%, with his speed at a 78. A 77 for his durability. A 75 for his endurance. At 84 for his intelligence, and a 90 for his experience. With a 75 for his close skills, and an 88 for his range skills. With an 82 for his recoup, and an 85 for his hacks. So guess what? Overall power score? 80.9. And that's Koenma. I said, what? High, right? But I'm like, no, that ain't too high, because he had the Mafokin with him, so he could box him in. That was extra energy. Sealed away for 500 years or some shit. It was powerful, but once that sacred energy came out, that's S-class levels of energy. But that's Koenma. Be cool, on the corner.